Hello friend! Today is a very quick explanation about the multiplayer-friendly portable custom crafting table design. So I put a few of these down, but in just one of them I'm going to place a custom item recipe in here, like so. I'm going to press a button and you'll see that the item now comes out the top, and there are no longer any items in here, and nothing had occurred in the other one that I placed down, and it goes the same for all the other portable custom crafting stations in the world. Now this has a lot of similarities with the old design with all the comparators and was very multiplayer friendly. So let's go through the setup. There is a stat.use item objective, an objective that specifically uses the block that is going to be your portable custom crafting station. I've chosen a retextured enchanting table. And what it does is that all players who have that score of 1 will replace that block with a double plant, and then replace all the air with a block that you're not planning on using a lot. This could be a barrier. For me, it's going to be the stained glass. And then it puts the air back where it is. And what this does is that it updates the double plant block and it turns it into an item entity. Then we give that item entity a score, and then we can execute more commands off of it. Now the first command that it executes is a set block command block command, and this command block already has a command inside it, and it summons a armor stand with a lot of attributes, but the most important one is its custom name, which is crafting. We'll see that very soon. Now the next thing it does is that it actually takes the block that is above it and it moves it down to bedrock level, to why not. The next thing it does is that it sets block a already pressed button right above it, and this will execute the command block that it's set. And now that command block has been activated, we have a armor stand in the world with the name of crafting. We can execute the rest of our commands off of that, so that armor stand will detect the command block that's below it, and what it will do is that it'll actually take the block that we cloned down to bedrock level and move it back up to its original position. This works for any blocks, stones, signs with text, chests with items. Everything is safe in that command, at least as far as I've tested. Then what it does is that it puts bedrock back down to where it was, and then it gives itself a dummy score. This is just a regular dummy objective of naught, and then it just sets block the dropper that we use to put in our items. Now these next two commands are what make it multiplayer friendly, and I have to give a huge thanks to kczky for helping me out with this. Basically, this is a simple command right here that if the dummy score of the crafting of the armor stand named crafting is more than naught, then it will be set back down to naught. And now this is it. This uses a stats command, and these are super helpful. I should be using these more often. And what this does is that it tests for entities with that basically successfully run commands, their success count. So what this basically does is that it looks for those armor stands named crafting, and it checks for whether or not they successfully execute a command block somewhere. And this is where all these come in. Basically, this is what we had last time. This is a big test for blocks array that tests for all those custom crafting recipes that are sitting down there. And if that entity successfully tests for that and has a score of 1, then we use a block data command to put that new item into the dropper. And what's beautiful about this is the fact that because of the way it's set up down there, as soon as it's set to 1, as soon as it detects that block, it'll be immediately set back down to naught. And what happens is that now this can test for their crafting recipes. And so we have this very compact, very flush design with just a whole bunch of tests for blocks and their respective block data command. And then behind the scenes, there's just a whole bunch of reset commands that resets the stat.use, block score, all else. But it's really that simple, at least simple if you have a moderate to expert knowledge of commands. If you have any questions, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, please do comment it down below. I'll get to it as soon as I can. But that's about it. That's the command. And I've got a big project that I'm working on, so stay tuned for that. And that's going to do it. I'll see you in the next episode.